Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This here is going to be game number 2 between Ciara and Hack. This time we're here on the Shattered Temple. We can see Ciara spawning over here in the far right position as our blue Zerg player, and then over here, far left position is Hack as the teal Terran player. So last game, Hack opening up with some 2-racks aggression, pushing out with a secondary Marine follow-up. That got mopped up. We saw a very strong counterattack and Baneling bust from Ciara, and then pretty much from that point forward, Hack was too far behind to do much of anything. He attempted some harass. He wasn't able to take out Ciara's third, and after taking so much economic damage and having mutas in his main base as well, pretty much forced Hack to call the GG. But in all honesty, that Baneling bust counterattack that we saw from Ciara was pretty much the end of the game at that point. But once more, as I stated last game, I certainly don't suggest quitting, because I have seen crazier things happen. And the truth is, you know, if Hack had taken out Ciara's third expansion with that Marine harass, he first pushed out with a small wave, and then he attempted to drop with Stim Marines. Had he taken out that expansion, he would have, he wouldn't have been necessarily 100% back in the game, but he would have been closer and not as far behind. So, anything goes. Stay in the game, do what you can. If you're behind economically, just try to return the favor to your opponent. So we can see right now, Hack, of course, coming with that wall off here at the front of his main base, keeping an eye on the refinery timing. See if he gets one of 13. Looks like he's going to, and there it is, dropping down to that refinery. So far, pretty standard opener over here from Hack. Now, I will be very interested to see if we see a quick expansion. It looks like that will be taking place right now. Ciara dropping the 15 hatchery, moving out with the scout, and then sending an overlord down over here towards that close position spot. Looks like he's going to be checking straight cross-positional right now. I'm not sure which version of the Shattered Temple this is, but there are versions that do not make it. They make it so you cannot spawn in close position, and I believe this might be that version. So that is why he's going straight to check cross-positional first and foremost, because a close position spawn isn't actually possible. So we can see right now, Hack does have to deal with the drone inside of his main base. Not the really biggest of deals, though. I don't think he's all that concerned. That refinery is there and mining, and then once his Marine pops up, we'll be taking out that drone. Now, I will be interested to see if Ciara attempts to go for a gas steal, not for the sense that it's likely that Hack would be getting a second refinery so early, but just to stay in the base a little bit longer, get a little more vision of what's going on. And look at that! I swear to you, I don't watch these games. I just, there are things that are likely, that are possible. I like to make note of them. And every once in a while, I'm right. So there you go. We can see Ciara with that gas steal. And again, it's not that Hack was likely to get that second refinery anytime soon, but this allows him to just hang out in the base a little bit longer and kind of be a little bit of a nuisance as well. So we can see back over here, Ciara is so far. Does he have the metabolic boost coming? No, not quite as of yet. He's not quite at enough Vespene. He got a little bit late extractor, which made it so that, again, he's not going to be able to get that metabolic boost right away. Now, something else to keep in mind, it's certainly possible that, Hack maybe wanted to get that second gas relatively early. So this kind of also sets the Terran player along a certain path. It prevents him from going, fast Infernal pre-Igniter Hellions. It prevents him from being able to go into the quick Banshee rush, Cloak Banshee rush as well. Kind of sets him along a certain path, and if you can do that at any point, if you can force your opponent into certain positions, then you know what to expect, or at least you know what not to expect, and then that's the case right now. Ciara knows he will not be seeing a Cloak Banshee or Blue Flame Hellions anytime soon because of that harass that he did. So we can see the expansion coming out. It looks like Hack will be opening up double Hellions here out of this factory with that reactor, then moving into expansion. The Hellions are going to be used for map control. Attempted econ harass really going to depend on how well Ciara is prepared for that. We have the attempted kill of that SCV, but it looks like the Zergling gets taken out instead. The Marine buddies helping out his worker friend over there. So there we go, first batch of Hellions coming out, second batch following right behind them, and I will be interested as well to see what transition he moves into. Marine Tank, of course, being incredibly popular, and he could also move into some Blue Flame Hellions. There's all sorts of options, but Marine Tank is kind of what I would normally expect. So we've got another Queen coming on down. It looks like he will be used to spread some creep. Is he sitting on 3 Queens? Yes, he is. Sitting on a total of 3 Queens right now, so one of which will be used to spread creep, and actually this will help him defend against that Hellion harass. Did he actually scout out that factory? No, he did not, but he is prepared for it right now. So here we go, 4 Hellions moving across the map, and this has got the opportunity to do a ton of damage, so we hopefully will see Ciara position his Queens properly to try to defend against this. But here we go right now. We're going to get Queen on the ramp. Is it going to get there in time? No, it does not. Ciara not managing to block the ramp, and now he has to deal with these Hellions in his main base. Going to start roasting those workers. And Hack doing a lot of damage economically early on. Let's take a look here. 5 workers killed so far. The numbers are going to be climbing as long as he can stay away from those Queens. Get rid of those Zerglings, and here we go. Is he going to be going back into the main? Yes, he is, and he's got the 4 Hellions still. One of them about to get taken out. There we go. Some more drones getting taken care of, though, and Hack going to town on Ciara's worker count. Very, very unfortunate situation there for Ciara. This is just tremendous amounts of damage. Those Hellions finally taken care of. Let's look at the total tally there. 11 workers killed total. This is going to force Ciara to spend all of his larvae for a little while re-droning up just to try to get back in that game economically. Now let's take a look right now. This is just a terrible situation in all honesty for Ciara. You can see he is of course behind. Resources lost 800 as opposed to the 400, which would have been those 4 Hellions there for Hack. So Hack does have his expansion up. Now we are seeing some Spielings preparing for a counterattack, but these are not going to do much because of these 4 additional Hellions here. So let's see what he's able to do with this, and this should be pretty quick and easy here, taking out those Zerglings, and yeah, absolutely nothing that Ciara can do about that. Ciara will be pulling back to the center of the map. He does have control of that Zelnaga tower. I'm really worried about another follow-up attack as well from Hack. I mean, let's see what he's got going on here. He does have the Stimpack research is finished. Oh, never mind, it's right there. Stimpack research just about finished. Here comes Concussive Shell as well. You can see Marauder heavy follow-up coming. We do have Ciara teching up to Spire on 2 bases here. He is breaking down these rocks to work his way into his 3rd base, but I don't know if we're going straight for that Spire right now is going to be the best decision. Look at this very strong push coming across the map right now from Hack. Hack does have a lot of Hellions in the middle. Hellion Marauder follow-up here, and this is going to be pretty devastating right now for Ciara. I do not think that he has what is necessary to defend against this push. Scouting it out with that creep tumor. He is aware that this is coming. Hopefully he's prepared for it as well. The Marauders will be able to take out those Queens pretty quickly, and then of course those Hellions taking out these Zerglings. Marauders also able to deal with any possible Roach transition, so here we go. Spieling's trying to move up. That's not enough damage, down to just the Queens, and Ciara just leaving the game. Ciara opened up this game going hatch first into Pool Extractor, while we saw Hack open up with double Hellions out of his factory, moving into an expansion as well, using the Hellions for early game harass as well as map control. Ciara was preparing for the Hellion push, dropping down the Evolution Chamber plus that Spine Crawler. However, his Queen was a little bit slow. He was not able to block off the ramp. This allowed Hack to get those Hellions into the main base, and because of that, Hack was able to do a lot of economic damage to Ciara and set him very, very far behind. Ciara attempted a counterattack but ran into 4 more Hellions and was forced to push back home. We then saw a follow-up push from Hack, moving out Hellion Heavy plus Marauders to deal with the Queens and any possible Roach transition. This was way too much for Ciara to handle as he was still droning up and actually working his way up into Spire Tech, and he was forced to leave the game. Alright guys, that was game number 2 here between Hack and Ciara. Game number 3 coming up in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.